Hi everybody, good afternoon. This is Jean here, Jean Truelove from Truelove Quilts for You. Coming to you through my side porch. Hope the traffic isn't too much. I just had to get out and get some fresh air today. It's been a beautiful day. It really has been. I'm trying to get out every day, take a walk and get some fresh air. I'm still not 100%. This illness is going on and on. I guess long COVID. The exhaustion is just mind-boggling. It really is. When I was raising a large family, I had a lot more energy. And maybe I used up all my energy raising all those kids. Because I could go and go and go, but obviously we're getting older. It's getting a little bit harder. Never mind. So as you know, I'm not quilting, but I am showing my quilts. And I just thought, what was the last video I put up? I think the last video I put up was of Jen. I don't know what day it is. When Jen came, or last week, whenever it was, and I was not having a good day. Oh, I wasn't. I'm feeling a little bit better now. So you must bear with me, and thank you for your patience. But my quilt show, that the quilts that I have sold, that I was showing you, a couple of them have really gone down well. You've really enjoyed that. The general consensus is yes, please, can I see some more? And I was just going to tell you a little bit about my Etsy shop. I started Etsy, I believe it was in about 2010, maybe earlier, 2008, 9. And it was wonderful. A lot of you and I have bought on Etsy. There's all sorts of different platforms now, but back then, Etsy was awesome. It was the fees were good. It was really a site for artisans to showcase their handicrafts. Everything had to be handmade or handcrafted. So that would eliminate manufacturers. There was three platforms or three categories: vintage, anything over 20 years of age. You could resell, you know, your grandmother's hats or hankies. Vintage, handmade, which would have been my category, and supplies. So if you were, say, perhaps supplying beading or beads, or woodworking tools, you could sell them on Etsy under those three categories. Well, when I started, whenever it was, the fees were okay. It was 20 cents to list an item for 4 months. 20 cents, awesome. I believe it's still that now. Don't quote me on that. I know the fees have gone up to maybe doubled. I'm not quite sure because I have not worked my shop, as you know, in several years because I started my YouTube. But what turned me off was the fact that free shipping was encouraged. Now, you didn't have to offer free shipping, but if you didn't, your items in the algorithms, I don't know what that is, would get like buried. And you have to understand, even back then, I would list an item and it would be fresh, brand new to the market. I would go maybe 3 minutes later, and on that platform, I would have to search through perhaps 50 pages to find that item. Crazy, 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 crazy. So, and back then, I believe there were 300,000. I think so, or was it 3 million? No, I think it was, no, I think maybe 300,000 sellers in the beginning. People who had shops. There's now 7 million, and then it's a very good platform. I'm not bashing it all together because I believe compared to eBay or Amazon, I think the fees are still cheaper, and I'm just trying to give an honest review of what happened to me. I couldn't offer free shipping. It would be very good if you had a $10 necklace and it goes in a little tiny pouch and you could offer free shipping. You just attach the $3 or $4 to the product. My shipping for my big quilts, which were in big, huge boxes, would be, well, with UPS or USPS, between $25 and $35, and maybe more if it was a heavier quilt, to ship. So I couldn't necessarily attach that to my product because I had an expensive product. My quilt's selling between, say, $250 and $700, $800, $900. It was an expensive thing to purchase anyway. And I think the whole free shipping is a bit of a sham because you obviously are going to pay for it somehow. So that was another thing. And I just think Etsy, they've made quite a few carte blanche statements, like ads were on it. If you sell over $10,000, they're going to put ads that you don't know which are on your site. That's new. They didn't have that. But even just the last few years, I was really turned off of Etsy. But I know a lot of people still do it, and it was wonderful when it was wonderful. But when in the handmade category, when all you have to do is type in a beaded necklace, you will find on handmade, obviously mass-produced in a factory somewhere, necklaces. Okay, I guess they're getting around it. Somebody is hand making them, but not like an artisan. So they felt that the glut of mass-produced items, which they are, obviously, because you have 50 of the exact same necklace made, you know, for much cheaper than an artisan can make lovely beads, because supplies are expensive. That really turned me off. I thought, okay, come on, these are obviously not handmade. It's the site has veered away from its original, its sort of mission statement, and I was in a decent enough place where I could say thank you and good night. I still have my Etsy shop. They haven't closed me, and I haven't closed. As I've said before, my shop is on a vacation. I, as the shop owner, can put my shop on vacation. So I can see actually what I sold when I go to my master page, and this is what I'm showing you now. Again, I'm going to do a little virtual quilt show of the things I've sold, and there was no, before I finish this, there's no rhyme or reason of my pricing. I sort of just pulled a number out of the air. In the quilting world, there is a formula for pricing your quilts. I've seen it on dozens and dozens, hundreds of times. You price per, you know, maybe professional quilters do. They price per hour, they price the cost of materials, they price the cost of binding, of this and that, and then add so-and-so for your profit, and you come up with a small lap-size quote for $900. I never did that. I just thought, oh well, I'm making a quilt. I had made maybe 50 or 60 or 70 quilts, and everyone that I had given or gifted a quilt to, and far as my family, were like, oh my goodness, you should start selling these. This is back in 2006, 2007, and I couldn't part with my quilts until finally my darling husband and my family, there was a bunch of kids living at home back then, out of our 10 kids, they said, Mom, you have to start selling your quilts. It's an expensive hobby. And I'm like, I can't. It took me about 2 or 3 years, really, 2 or 3 good years to wrap my head around the fact that I can make a quilt, divorce myself from the love process, and put a price on it and sell it. And that's when I had my Etsy shop. That's when I would make a quilt and I would list it, and I was quite successful for those several years. But then again, my circumstances changed, and they've really changed now, and I have zero desire to sell my quilts now. I think the whole economy, the whole inflation, and I know people have disposable income still, but I'm not comfortable putting a price on my product right now, and I'm too tired. And now, of course, I've not been well. But anyway, I'm revisiting the quilts I've sold, and you guys wanted to see some more. And again, I've put on some longer images and really tried to explain my process. Very, very simple quilts, extremely simple. I'm looking at them thinking, oh, and then somebody said it has the Truelove stamp all over it. I think all my quilts sort of look alike, because I did whatever the process was. But I hope you enjoy this, and again, folks, thank you for being patient with me. I'm trying to get better every day. It's been a long old slog, but I'm taking it steady, and I really appreciate all your love and all your concern. And thank you so very, very much. And as always, love from the Trueloves. Bye-bye.